Well, hello there, family.
Hey, guys.
I didn't see you there.
What's up?
And welcome back to another edition of the Crenshaw Corner.
Come on now.
I am your host, Sanchez Crenshaw, and as always, I am joined by the absolute best part of my day.
That's me. That's me. That's me.
The apple of my eye.
I am.
The wind beneath my wings.
I lift him up. God lift him up where he belongs.
The real that completes me.
He's so completed, people. Completed.
Is I completed?
So completed.
Is I completed?
I complete you.
The Trixie to my Ed.
This is so easy. Is
What
this
is
the
it, man?
honeymooners?
It is the honeymooners.
Yes!
I figured you would know that one.
Why?
Because it's a classic.
Oh, I didn't trust you.
What?
Because you'd be like, oh, you know everything that's 1940, 1950s.
No, I was, first of all, I would never say anything like that to you. I would never do that.
Baby, you've said it several times over this microphone.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Whatever.
No, I figured you would know that because it's a classic.
It is a classic.
Yeah, Ed Norton, Trixie Norton.
Yes.
The neighbors to Ralph and
Alice.
Alice.
Is it Alice?
Bam, zoom to the moon. Alice. Yeah.
Yes. Come
Yeah.
on. Can you pop my collar right here? Pop it.
You don't even have on a collar though.
They don't need to know
You don't have
that.
on a
You're supposed to
collar.
just pop my shirt, bruh.
But you don't have on a
Give me
collar.
credit for what I do.
I'm saying though.
Listen, I was like, lately I've been like quick. Pow, 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 pow.
Because what I've been giving you is extremely easy, so it
that's
should
what
be quick.
So that's what we're doing?
I'm just saying.
So you're not going to give me no credit?
I give you all the credit in the world for
Yeah.
knowing something that everybody in the world should know.
No, not necessarily. I bet you somebody don't know that. Give me my credit. Pop my collar.
Your sleeve.
No, yeah, pop my sleeve, bro. I couldn't think of what kind of shirt I had on. What is this?
A collarless shirt.
No, we don't call it collarless.
I do because I'm proper when I speak. It's a collarless shirt.
No, it's like a round.
It's a sweatshirt.
It's a round neck.
There's no such thing as a round neck.
It's a round neck shirt.
There are V-necks.
And there's a round neck. It's my neck.
There's collarless shirts.
It's
There's
my
collared
shirt.
shirts.
Is my shirt neck thing not round?
Is your shirt?
What's going on, family? What is going on, guys? I am the magnificent Angela Crenshaw.
That is my wife, family.
His wife, y'all.
Family, after 22 years of marriage, I have learned to sometimes just be quiet. Just silence is golden.
Family members, if y'all understand the rounded sweater, let me know. Not a V-neck, it's a round neck sweater.
There's no such.
Look it up. Google it. Round neck sweater.
Family, welcome. Family, however you're listening, whether it's iTunes, whether it's Podbean, whether it's
family.
Spotify, whether it's Amazon Music, whether it's Google Podcasts, whether it's iHeartRadio.
Yes.
Family, or if you're listening on our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com.
Yes.
We thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, guys.
And that's for our new family members.
That's for our new family members.
For our returning family members.
Returners.
You already know how we feel about you.
What's up?
Now, please don't misunderstand.
Yes, don't do that.
We do not make a huge distinction
No.
between new family members and old family members.
Because it's just a flip of the switch.
It's just a flip of the switch.
Flip of the switch on.
Your family.
Your family.
The only difference is that if you're a new family member, typically this is your first time listening to us. Returning family members, you heard something you like, typically from the Sanchez version of the podcast. You heard something you like, and you came back for more.
So nobody comes back from me?
What happened?
So you trying to say no one comes back from
I
me?
didn't see. That's not.
I'm just
what
asking
I
I just want to know what you're saying
That's not
exactly.
I
What
said.
you're saying.
What I said was, is that typically, out of the two Crenshaws, I'm a little more popular.
Okay, great.
That's all I'm saying.
Is that what you say? That's what you heard?
Out of the two Crenshaws.
You took a survey?
Took a slight survey.
And then they said what?
Out of the two.
Not them. And then they said what? And then them.
Out of the two. Out of the two.
Yes.
I'm typically I'm typically loved a little more.
Okay.
Typically I'm received a little better.
Okay.
Typically received a little better.
Yeah.
I'm so much funnier.
First of all, don't do that because
The
this
sense
has
of
been
humor is
this right here
hilarious.
is very this is sensitive for me because I know that I'm funny. It's that you don't have a good sense of humor that when I'm telling you my jokes, you don't receive them well. Because if you did and you was paying attention to me, you would be laughing, but no, you're jealous of my jokes, and so you don't want to say that I'm funny, so that way you can be the funnier one.
Is that what it is?
But in our marriage, I am So funny.
Wow.
Ask the kids.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Typically with a joke,
Yeah.
typically there's a setup,
Yeah. I always set my jokes up.
there's a delivery,
I deliver.
and there's a punchline.
And there's a punchline.
Typically.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be in a particular order. Because
But my jokes always have all three of those
jokes,
things.
there are story jokes, there are one-liner jokes. There's many forms of jokes.
Yeah, okay.
But typically it's the setup, it's the delivery, it's the punchline.
Whatever.
And the things that you do
Right.
typically miss just a few of those.
Baby, that means it's all.
And it typically miss the setup, the delivery, and the punchline.
You a hater.
It typically does.
First of all, I think I'm funny. I don't even care what you say no
And
more.
that's the beautiful thing about it.
I got to love me.
Yes, love you.
I got to be me.
And understand.
I got to be me and I love me and I'm funny. Okay, family? And anybody who knows me knows I'm funny.
But here's the thing.
Go ahead, carry on with yourself.
You are funny, but you're unintentionally funny. It's like when you're not trying to be funny and you're just kind of just being yourself.
Right.
You say some funny things. Mm-hmm. But when you're intentionally trying to tell a joke and you're intentionally trying to be funny,
I just think you don't.
it doesn't really work.
I just think you don't receive it.
Is that what it is?
Receive it. Put your hands up and receive my jokes. Receive my jokes. Back to the family.
Back to the family.
Back to the family.
So once
please.
again, family. Typically,
Yes.
like I said, we don't do a lot of distinguishing between new family members and old family
Yes,
members.
'cause we love you guys.
We love you. Whether this is your first time listening,
Yes.
whether you've listened to all 13,942 episodes of the Crenshaw Corner.
Is that how many we've done?
That's how it feels sometimes.
It does feel like that.
We
right?
thank you so much for listening.
Yes,
we thank you
guys,
for being a part.
Seriously.
And as always, welcome to the cookout.
Yes.
Make sure you bring some aluminum foil so you can what back?
Take something with you.
So you can take something with
a
you.
Crenshaw nugget, a gem, a Jew, a different perspective, an aha
Something.
moment. Now, here's the thing. The
Talk to me,
other
baby.
day, talking about your mama right now.
Oh, Lord, how we get to my mother?
I got to talk about your mom, okay? So the other day, I had on the sweatshirt that says that. Bring some little foil, make sure you take some with you.
Yeah, it's the
whatever.
Crenshaw Corner sweatshirt.
So she reads the sweatshirt. She go, well, what is that? Now, at the bottom, it says Crenshaw Corner. That's
Right.
how you know your family don't support you.
Crenshaw Corner established 2000.
Right. Your mama ain't a...
2000? 2000.
Yeah. Your mom, yes, 2000.
No, it ain't.
2000.
Yeah, because when we got married.
Maybe we in 20.
No.
We in 22.
Yeah, 2000.
It's 2000.
We got married in 2000.
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
So your mother's out there not supporting.
Right,
because she clearly she couldn't get it. She was like, but what is that? I said, Mom, you don't listen to the podcast? So she's not supportive.
Yeah,
She's not supportive.
I think it was on the last episode because you was talking junk about mommy, and I told you she wasn't
She
listening.
ain't supportive. She ain't
No, she
listening.
wasn't listening.
She said she listened, but she ain't listening,
That's okay,
y'all.
though.
That's
That's
okay.
okay.
That's okay.
We love you, though.
So what we're gonna do is get her a sweatshirt now.
We gonna get her a sweatshirt.
So she can know what it means. And I want her to go somewhere and be able to explain that to somebody. I'm
That's not gonna happen. That's
First
not
of all,
gonna happen
they're
at
gonna be
all.
scared to question her. But anyway,
This is true.
But yes, so I just want to talk about your mama. Your mama's not supportive.
Okay, well.
See, family members ain't supportive.
Wow, is that where we're going now?
Yeah, we done went down that road.
Wow, you went down the rabbit hole very
yes. Family members is not. Carry on, baby. Myself. We on the socials.
So I don't know what happened.
I was hostile.
I don't know what
We on the
happened.
socials, people.
So, family, we consider ourselves an interactive podcast.
See, why you gotta say it like that?
Professionally?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I'm professional.
Go ahead. I thought I was professional.
Okay.
I am professional.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna be professional. Carry on. Go ahead.
Wow. Also, just sidebar.
Yes.
You don't have to announce that you're professional. You either are or you're not. Typically, if you're professional, you don't have to make that announcement.
No, because you made it feel like I'm not professional. And so I want the family to know that I am professional. And they probably already know that I am professional.
That was a very...
But I just needed, you know.
I know a very wise man who once said,
Yes,
I am not in control of how you receive. I'm in control of my response.
Right.
Not how you receive my response.
Right. Whatever.
I'm paraphrasing.
But because for the new family, I want them to know that I am professional. It may not seem that I'm professional now because Sanchez just he be putting my knickers in a bunch. But
Be putting your knickers in a bunch.
Yes.
That was so 1942.
So, you know,
I be putting
because I'm watching The
knickers.
Gilded Age.
Is that what it is?
The show, yes.
Is that what we're going with?
The Gilded Age. I think that's what it's called.
I finished
Go ahead. I'm
the
sorry.
opening.
No, I'm professional. Go
We
ahead.
are 13 minutes.
Go ahead. No.
And we haven't even finished the opening.
No. I'm sorry. I'm serious now. Hello, family.
Once again,
Once again, go ahead.
we consider ourselves an interactive podcast.
We are.
which means we can be found on the socials. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, all in the Crenshaw Corner. And of course, you can email us at any time at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com.
Yes.
And for our YouTubers,
hey, YouTube.
for our family that loves the YouTubes,
yes,
we can be found on the YouTubes as well. The YouTubes. We're the Crenshaw Corner. We have our own channel. We upload every once in a while. We upload videos to that channel.
So unprofessional, Sanchez. So unprofessional.
I'm not gonna keep saying that we're gonna do better. We just got to do better.
We just gonna do better.
Yeah, but every once and again, every blue moon, we do upload videos on that channel. So please like, subscribe, follow, all of the things you do on YouTube. Comment, engage. My wife eventually will engage back with you when she finds some time.
She's a good person.
Apparently, she's busy.
Whatever.
But that's that though.
Hey, but listen, I gotta also address something.
Oh
else,
Lord,
right?
we addressing something.
Since we're addressing that we sometime.
What is we addressing?
Right.
Right.
Upload and that we're gonna do better because we say this every time. Every time we say it. But also, I want to say this because I've been asked this question. Yes, we are going to change our website picture. Yes, I know that Sanchez have dreads down his back, but the picture of him is him being bald.
Yeah,
we know that.
I have locks now.
We a mess.
Family, we're in the process of rebranding.
Yes.
But it's a slow process, family.
Slow process, okay?
In the process of rebranding.
Do not text me again.
Yeah, everything is being redone.
I'm just teasing.
Our thumbnail picture is being redone.
Yeah.
Our website is being redone.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's up more updated information, more updated photos.
Yeah.
But we're in the process. We're in the
process. But I just want to get that out there.
We're doing it.
Because, folks was hostile. Like, well, first of all, last time did he cut his hair off? Because his hair.
The family members that talk to you are a little hostile. I think it's you that brings it out of them. Because
you think so?
They're not hostile with me. They're very loving towards me.
Yeah, you're going to keep going with that?
I'm just saying.
You're going to keep going with that?
I am the family's favorite.
Whatever. Let's get down to business, okay?
I thought we was doing business.
We getting down to business today.
You got something to talk about?
Yes.
What are we talking about?
You ready?
I think I am.
And the reason why I'm bringing up this because I've talked to so many people about this, and so I was like, you know what? Me and Sanchez need to talk about this,
what
right?
What need to talk about?
Things that zap your energy.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Why you put your hands out like that?
Before we begin.
Is you praying?
Before we begin, let's bring the Lord into this. Let's bring the Lord.
Bring the Lord in.
Let's have the Lord at the center of this conversation.
Center of this conversation.
Only because I say that to say this. How honest are we going to be?
About things that zap your energy?
Yes.
Well, I have different things because I don't know where you're trying to go.
Oh, okay.
So we have 5 things and 1 bonus. Okay. I don't want you.
Okay.
I don't want you.
You don't want me to just come off the top of my head
I don't want to go off the top of your dome. I'm ready. I'm prepared. Because I wasn't personally talking about you per se, baby.
Oh, you saying in generalities.
You had your hands like you were surrendering to the Lord
I was prostrate at the altar. Because I was bringing some things to the Lord that zap my energy.
No.
Okay.
5 things. And there's a whole lot more.
Right.
That zaps people's energy.
Right.
But we're going to do 5 and then 1 bonus. Okay.
Can I do a bonus on the bonus?
No. After you did that, I don't really know if I want to discuss this with you right now. But here we are. We're here.
Right, let's do it.
We're here. Are we not here?
We're here.
We're here, baby.
We's in this together.
Thank you very much.
We's in this love together. We got a love that lasts forever. We don't own the rights to that music. Stop right there. Stop right there.
You gotta stop right there?
We don't own the rights to that music.
Or the music or the voice.
Huh?
I don't even own the voice.
All right, so things that zap your energy.
Yes.
What you got?
Okay, so the first thing, and again, I'm a researcher. I love researching. I love looking around. But people are really telling me that, like, right now, I'm like, it's after the holidays. Christmas is gone. New Year's, Valentine's Day. They done got the stuff out for spring already. They got Easter out already at the Dollar Tree.
Man, I saw stuff. Stuff for Thanksgiving already. Man, they just skipped every holiday. Man, they didn't put turkeys back out. They're saying get ready for Thanksgiving.
No, so I'm like, you know what? And so many people say their energy is so zapped or they don't have a lot of energy right now. And I'm like, well, what is going on? Because normally after the new year, you kind of get back to yourself. So I thought that's my thought process. Typically. Yeah, so one thing, and this is from my research, not from you, and from people, is that zaps your energy is multitasking.
Multitasking?
Why you gave me that look?
No, because for some reason. Go on, keep talking.
Multitasking. Okay. And one of the things I'm talking about is having too many things to do. And of course, people basically love multitasking. Like I can put on my lipstick and do whatever, or I can drive and put on my lipstick, or I can what
I'm
happened?
sorry. So family, I know that was a really awkward transition, just to let you in behind the curtains a little bit. You got to be careful when you got stuff in your house that listen to you when you talk.
Right.
Because as I was going through the opening and saying where we are, a certain somebody picked up and then started playing We in This Love Together. So I got music coming out the back room. First of all, I thought I was going crazy. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And it's the person that be listening to you when you say their name.
And you can't say the name
and
right
you can't
now,
say the name because
they'll start talking
then they
again.
going to start talking again.
But here's the thing.
And then I got music playing. So I'm sorry about that, family.
Here's the crazy part about it.
What's
I
up?
heard it, but I really thought because we had the windows open that
You thought it was coming
somebody
outside.
was behind there outside just jamming music.
I thought it was too for a second.
But then I realized, I was like, but they wouldn't know what we just said. So
Yeah.
how's that happening? I was gonna let that person rock
Yeah,
out.
she was rocking up.
I was gonna let her rock out.
Okay,
I
but
wouldn't
I'm
even
sorry.
bother her. But anyway.
So back to the regular schedule program.
Yes. So multitasking. That zaps your energy because you're doing so much. And the reason why, because you're not focusing on one thing. You're focusing on so many things at one time. Like you may be saying, okay, so you're doing your makeup, but you're going down all your to-do list for the day. At that point, your makeup is looking a hot mess because you're not giving that your full attention.
Right.
And not only you're doing your to-do list and trying to do your makeup, but also you may be trying to find something, all kinds of things that you're doing. And so they believe that zaps your energy. What do you think about that?
No, I believe that because, first of all, especially in today's society, one of the biggest lies that we have accepted is that for people to say that I'm a great multitasker.
That's the line.
And and everyone loves to say I'm a great multitasker. You say that in job interviews, and you say that with people, and it's okay, I can do. And it's scientifically proven that no one can actually effectively multitask.
Exactly.
Because one of those tasks is going to suffer.
Yeah.
So let's take something as simple, and it's not simple, but let's take something as you are driving and texting. That's one of the big things that's a no. People tell you not to do.
Yeah.
And you feel like I'm a multitasker, I can do it. But what happens is your full attention is not in either thing.
Right.
Your full attention is not in either task. And now it's taking more brain capacity now. Because now you're trying to focus on the road and trying to focus on this text and trying to figure out what this person is saying and trying to figure out your response, but trying to figure out now you got to turn and trying to figure out if this person's stopping short and trying to figure out to make sure you don't hit the school bus.
It's too much.
And it's too much now.
It's too much.
Just going through that in my head just now, that scenario
was too much.
was just too much.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I truly believe that multitasking
can really zap your energy.
It will. It's not can. It will.
It will zap your energy.
It will fully zap your energy.
Here's the funny thing about that. People think, oh, I don't text and drive, that I talk to people on their phone, on their car, through their car.
Yeah, the voice activation joint.
Yeah, that too takes a lot of energy too as well. I don't think people understand that because you're basically talking hands free.
Right.
See, I don't even know why I did that. I don't even know why I did that.
We're not a visual medium today.
I don't know why my fingers
I don't know why
just
you
did
did the air quotes.
But anyway, but still just trying to concentrate on the road, like you said, and especially if it's a business meeting, you're talking to your boss or somebody like that who needs your attention and want answers right away or want something from you, that takes a lot too. And I think we don't understand that. So one of those things are not going to get your full attention, like you said, and it's dangerous regardless, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's hands-free, but not if you're so busy concentrating and thinking, especially if you're on a business call and you're thinking about, okay, they ask you a question and you're trying to give your presentation. You're not giving the road that attention. You're actually on autopilot driving.
At that point,
definitely have to be careful with that.
Yeah, because at that point now your focus is that conversation.
Exactly.
And it doesn't even have to be. And once again, we're using the driving as just an analogy.
Right.
This can be if you're doing the laundry and talking to your kids. This can be if you're doing a report and cooking dinner. I mean, it's so many different things that you can insert into this.
Right.
But let's say we're sticking with the driving analogy. And I'm guilty. I've done it. I've done it. And you're having those conversations, and you're engaged in that conversation because somebody wants answers.
Right.
And then you're thinking about what the person said. You're not focused on the road.
Right.
You're not fully focused on the road. So either you're not fully focused on the road or you're not fully engaged in the conversation.
Right.
So once again, one of one, if not both of those tasks are going to lack.
Yeah, absolutely. Because at the end of that, I don't know if some people, because I've done it too before, hands free, trying to talk, trying to get the communication out there, whatever the case is. But by the time I parked or whatever, I was totally drained. I was like, because I knew that I needed to pay attention to the road, but I knew that I needed to pay attention to what they're saying because they're addressing me about some things that's for our business. But it was like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so by the time I parked, I was like, and you don't even know you drained until you park, until you stop, basically. That's another thing about multitasking that zaps your energy. You don't even know your energy has been zapped till you stop.
Until you're, because at that point you're going, like I said, whatever the actual multitask are, whatever the multiple jobs or things you're doing at that time. Because once you get into it, at some point you just start running off adrenaline.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And depending on what it is, because most of the times if you're multitasking, you're doing things that actually are pulling a lot of your energy. So at some point, adrenaline kicks in. Yeah. So it's not until you're done and that adrenaline turns off that you realize, yo, I need a nap.
Yeah. It's strange because another thing about multitasking too, you got to remember, if you're multitasking, that's because you believe that all of those things need to be done at that time. All those things are very important to you. You see what I'm saying? Right. You wouldn't be trying to do them all in this allotted time frame that you're trying to do it in.
Or I just want to
go for it, baby.
Throw in a little. I want to piss some people off. Is what I want to do.
Oh, that's what we're going to call it. Okay,
that's what we're going to call it. I want to piss some people off. Or you mismanage your time on the front end, and now you find yourself in a position that you have to get multiple things done at one time.
Yeah, come on
because
now.
You underestimated your time, or you mismanaged your time from the beginning,
right?
And now you're running behind, and now you find yourself having to do 2, 3, or 4 things at one time to make up because you mismanaged it on the front end.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, so I just wanted to piss some people off.
Yeah, that was great, babe. Huh?
Yeah.
Number two is overreacting. That's for you, Mr. Crenshaw.
First of all, I don't overreact to anything. I don't. I barely have emotions. Keep doing it. I'm overreacting. I'm going to hit you in the throat with that microphone.
Is that right there? No, for real. So this is what they said. Overreacting, not taking a beat, not breathing, right? You automatically get offended really quickly. And that doesn't mean that what somebody said wasn't offensive, but or you overreacting to someone's statement or someone's actions or something that's going on around you instead of taking a beat or a breath. So doing that alone will zap your energy too. You know, what do you think about that?
No, I can see that because overreacting, basically you're putting more energy into something that it's really worth. Yeah. At that point in time, just to kind of simplify.
Giving it too much power.
Yeah, and not saying, once again, and not negating or not, for lack of a better term, not simplifying what you're going through or the problem that's at hand. Because first of all, I can't tell you how big or small your problem is.
Or your issue or what you're going through.
Absolutely. I have no right as a person sitting on the outside looking in to tell you that this offense should not be offensive or this situation should not be, you should not consider it a big situation. I got no right.
Right.
You know, however, there are times where we give situations entirely too much power. And no matter how bad the situation is, in our minds, we can always make it worse. And because it's just human nature, we always want to go to the extreme of what may happen. And that's where that overreaction comes in. Because now, and just kind of, you know, an example, you and your spouse had an argument. You know, it was a simple disagreement. Right. And now you've taken that simple disagreement to, oh, now we're about to divorce. Now they're about to leave me. Now we're about to break up. Now the kid's about to be in split homes. Right. And you've taken this and and in your mind. Right. Because I need people to understand also, an overreaction is not always a physical thing.
It's a mental.
Yeah, it's not always, well, you were dramatic in this situation. You yelled, you cried, you screamed, you threw things. Overreaction is not always that. Right. A lot of the times, overreaction is a mental thing. Yeah. In your mind, you took a basic mathematical equation and you turned it into calculus.
I'm about to say calculus too. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
You turned it into calculus in your head and you overreacted in your head. And now you stirred yourself up and you stirred up your emotions and you stirred up your mind. And once again, and your spouse is sitting there saying, I thought we were done.
Yeah.
We just had a simple.
It was 2 + 2.
It was 2 + 2.
4.
I thought we were done.
How did you get 5?
How do we? Why is the lawyer calling me with divorce papers?
Right. Well, how did we get? How did we get here?
So
Yeah.
and I think mentally it can be extremely draining.
Yeah, it will zap
Yeah.
your energy. It will take because it takes something from you because you're putting when they say overreacting, there's emotions and stuff that comes behind that. Your heart beating fast, your palms might sweat, you might want to fight.
Yeah,
That could be me.
That's
though.
just you though.
But the point I'm trying to make is the overreacting part. And so it will zap your energy. I have
Palms are sweaty.
Yeah.
Done threw up mom's spaghetti.
What? You know what? See, this is why. Y'all think it's me, y'all. Y'all be thinking it's me. It's him. But so you that takes a lot of energy too.
Yeah.
And if you're a person who overreact anyway and you're high in the anxiety area, it takes you a minute to even come back down. And I think people need to realize that too.
Yeah.
Know how you react to things and how far you want to go, because it can take a long time to come back down. Yeah. Some people take a half a day before they can really get their mind together and do anything if they really overreact over something, right?
Yeah, because for some people, overreacting is like a bad drug trip where they're the highest of highs, but it's that crash that
gets you.
It's that crash that gets them.
Yeah.
And it's that, like my wife said, because and we know people. Let's be honest, we have people in our family that will go from 0 to 100
in an instant,
in 0.0 seconds.
Yeah, serious.
But then it takes them days, hours, days to come out of that, to come back down, to balance out and normalize.
Yeah.
And by the time they do, they're wore out. They're drained. They have nothing left at that point because they stayed at this high level at so long.
Yeah.
So overreacting, like I said, and people think of overreacting as that, that over dramatic.
About to yell. Let me tell you.
About to yell. That head.
Sometimes it's not that.
That head going, that neck popping.
Yeah.
They think of that when you can quietly overreact to a situation
and play stuff over in your head that's not even really happening.
Yeah, it's one thing that was said. I have a very, very, very close friend. I actually hate doing that. I learned a long time ago that adding extra varies means nothing. It's just very.
It's just very.
But
it was what we do. Like, that's how you know when you add more varies, that means you're serious about this person, right?
But I have an extremely close friend who in the middle of I don't want to say speech, wasn't a speech, but in the middle of an engagement he was having, he talked about a scenario where he internalizes. There's two ways of handling situations where you're a person that you seek out conversations and you seek out, if something is bothering you, trying to find somebody to talk to. But then there's people who internalize it, who they keep everything within themselves and they try to work out everything within their own self, within their own mind.
Right.
That is a form of overreacting because when you keep everything in yourself, at some point you've played out every scenario in your mind. And typically, once again, as humans, we don't play out the what's good scenario. We play out the, oh snap, everything's about to crumble. This is going to happen scenario. And I need people to understand, once again, when it comes to overreacting, it's not just a physical thing. Overreacting is a mental, a spiritual, and an emotional thing as well. Once again, you can overreact to a situation and never say a word. That's all.
And just sit there. Now, here's the thing. That's a great segue, because the other thing that people when I was checking it is over processing stuff. Basically, what you just said. Yeah. Over processing.
That's me.
That's baby. I was about to say. I was going to tell your business.
Yeah, I'll tell my own business.
That's you.
I'm an over processor.
You are over processor.
I don't sleep because I over process.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't sleep.
Why is that though? Why are you why are you over processing? What is that? Because it's going to drain you. So why do you?
We want to have real conversation.
I thought we weren't having real conversation. I just thought we were doing that. But okay, cool. But how do you why do you overprocess?
Because by nature, and this is not a good thing. So I'm not using this as an excuse of why I'm doing it. But by nature, I'm a worrier, and as long as I can remember, I've been a worrier.
Right.
And I worry about everything. I worry about things that I have no control over.
Yes.
I worry about things that I do have control over. I worry about things that directly affect me. I worry about things that have nothing to do with me. And I find new ways to worry. And because I'm finding new ways to worry, I'm always trying to figure out how can I solve a problem that's not existing yet. So that's the state my mind is typically in.
Yeah.
I'm already trying to solve an issue that hasn't become an issue.
Exactly.
And so I'm over analyzing everything. I'm over analyzing my job. I'm over analyzing my personal life. I'm over analyzing my professional life. I'm over analyzing my diet, my weight, just everything.
Do you know that over processing stuff keeps you away from being in the present?
It does.
And that's the issue. That's where it zaps your energy, because you're sometimes you're in the past, sometimes you're in the future, but you're not in the present.
Yeah.
And when you do that by over processing stuff, it will take your energy from you. And I think a lot of people don't understand that over processing is real. Yeah. You know, just talking about, since you were talking about yourself, the over processing that he had to walk away from social media, because that was one of the things that was happening.
I am on a social media sabbatical right now.
Yeah, especially YouTube.
Yeah, actually, not necessarily YouTube, but Instagram.
It
was more Instagram.
Instagram for you.
Yeah. Okay. The crazy part, I don't know, for the iPhone users in the family, after a last few updates, one of the things that your iPhone will do now, it'll tell you your screen time. It'll tell you per week how much time you spend on your phone. Since I've taken a social media sabbatical, my screen time has went down 60%.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because that's how much.
And just going down rabbit holes and comparing and being honest.
Because that's what you do. Yeah. Not you, but people as humans.
Comparing lives and looking at people and what they post and thinking, well, why am I not measured up and at this stage of my life? And I'm seeing all these young people, all these young cats out here thriving and being successful social media wise,
right?
You know, or at least what that's. And I'm smart enough to understand nothing on social media is real,
right?
You know, everything I am seeing exactly what you want me to see at that moment,
at that second,
not the moment before, not the moment after, but that staged moment at that point in time.
Yeah,
and I'm smart enough to know that. However, I still get caught up in the what ifs, well, what am I doing wrong? And going back to the worrying.
Yeah.
Okay, well, at this stage of my life, have I wasted? Because that's a question to be honest, that's a question I ask myself.
Going back to the past.
Daily. And even with that, I'm going to say real quick, on any given day, I can tell you what happened in my past. I can tell you what I'm fearing in my future, but I can't tell you what's going on right now.
Yeah.
If you ask me what's going on right now, it's going to take me a minute, to tell you what's happening right now.
You know why? Because you're over processing, but in the process of over processing, you have to sift. Because in order to find the present, you have to sift through all that stuff that you just went through to be in your present. And so that goes back to what we talked about not too long ago. That becomes where, instead of over processing, you have to be intentional.
Yeah.
Intentional with your time, intentional with your thoughts, intentional with your speaking, your hearing. Everything has to be intentional for people who are over processors. And that's true. So it's such a dangerous thing to be an over processor. I can over process sometimes, like be overly like thinking about stuff like the what, the when, the where, and the how.
Right.
But not as much as you do, because you really go in. But I can, and I think all humans, we all over process. You're not the only one out there. There's so many people raise their hand to me too, Sanchez, me too, over processing. But what I would say is to be in the moment will help you with that, though.
I think the biggest difference between you and I when it comes to that is that you have developed the ability to turn it off.
Yeah.
You know when enough is enough. You know when you've gotten to the point where you have thought this thing out, where you can't think it anymore, and you're tired and that you got to step away and take a break from it.
Because I'm over it.
Yeah. I haven't. That's an ability that I'm still working on, that I haven't acquired yet.
Yeah.
Where I haven't learned how to turn it off.
Yeah.
And that's why, at night, and I know it's not good, and doctors tell you the whole blue light and all that, and I get that.
Yeah.
But that's why I do my nightly routine is that, I'll watch a movie or I'll do something at night, because I can't sleep because most of the time, because if I don't do a movie, if I don't do a Judge Judy, if I don't do a random, like recently what I do, if you ever notice, I go to sleep. Typically the iPad is on because I have headphones
in your ears,
in my ear, and I'm listening to a video essay, where they're like right now, it was just the craziest thing. But right now I've gone down a rabbit hole where it's two different YouTubers that I thoroughly enjoy, where they break down video games, and it's what they do. And from the bare essence of what that game is, and they break it down, and they do like hour, 2 hour, 3. Like the last one I listened to was a 4-hour breakdown
of a video game.
And
you just listen.
I just listen.
Just listen.
Because what it does is it gives me something to focus on other than my thoughts.
Got you.
So what I use that helps me. That helps because I'm hearing another voice other than my own.
Right.
And I'm hearing someone process something other than me processing my own thoughts.
Right.
And I know it's not good. And I'm pretty sure there's a therapist in the family telling me you need to sit down on somebody's couch.
They got the email. Go on and send it.
But that's why I am, because I spend, like you said, so much time. And I think that's why I'm drained so much. I think we had the conversation. Yeah, we had this conversation a couple of days ago where I made the statement to you, no matter how much I sleep, I am still tired.
Because your mind, and I think you're not the only person. There's so many people out there like, my energy is zapped. Oh my God, I can't believe you guys are having this conversation. Because what happens is you're thinking. You're already in the next day in your sleep, and the next day hasn't even started.
Every day.
You've already done your to-do list. You've already worked. You've already done anything. So if you wake up on Tuesday, you're really working on Wednesday now, on your Tuesday. And that's the crazy part about it. And I think that's where, going back to being in the present, which we've been working really hard on, is being in the present and having him be in the present. And I'm like, well, what do you mean he's in the present? We can be having a conversation. He's there. But after that, he won't enjoy just sitting in the room. So now he's processing every single thing. Yeah. Most people say to me, when me and Sanchez go out, and they're always saying, like, when you and him, how do you get him to go places with you? Or Sanchez, when he's with you, he's close to you, but he's not close to you. The reason why, I tell everybody, because when me and Sanchez together, because I'm short, he's taller, Sanchez is looking for the exits. If something happened, he's watching for what exits can he get us out of, who's around him, who he's going to size up. He's thinking, he's processing the entire time. So he's very protective of me and of our safety. So sometimes it takes him a minute to be in the present of what's going on. After he's analyzed the space and he knows how to get us out and what's going on, then he can kind of calm down after that. He can kind of slow down. But everybody always asks, like, girl, is this you act like he's your bodyguard? I said, it's not that. It's just that he needs to make sure that we're safe and that I'm safe.
I'm not the equalizer at all. I'm not going to do what Robert does. But I need to, it's just who I am. I need to, like you said, I won't sit with my back to a door in public. I need to know who's around. I need to know what's going on. I need to know if something goes down. How do I get out the situation? What can I use to get out the situation? Because I'm not going to fight fair. Not at all. So if I got to use something, I need to know what I can use. And I spend the first 30 to 45 minutes in any place I'm in.
Just analyzing.
You
just analyze
The crazy part, I don't know if I ever told you this. I do that in church.
In church, baby?
I do that in church.
Trying to find an exit?
I do that. I do that in church.
Well, you do it everywhere, so why wouldn't you do it in church? Yeah.
Like the first, I'm not fully, and I know this sounds crazy, and Lord, please forgive me, but we're being honest today. I am not fully engaged into church, into the worship experience, into what's going on, into a good 20 minutes in, 20 to 25 minutes in.
And then you breathe.
Because by that time, all the movement is kind of settled down. There's really no one coming and going. If who's ever going to be in the auditorium is already in there, by that time I can really see what's going on.
Begin to worship.
Yeah. And then at that point, once I know what's really going on and where everything is,
right, at
that point I can allow myself to
worship,
to engage,
go where you need to go.
But this is so.
And here's the thing. This is real. When we get on the mic, we do real talk. We're not even trying to pretend. That's real talk. There's so many people that overprocess. There's so many people like that. Now, here's the funny thing. Every time we talk about it, and it's not even intentional,
right,
that we keep having these conversations, because the next point is overdoing the socials. People, and basically, I don't even know we need to discuss it because it basically talks about comparing and why you are the way you are and why people the way they are and why aren't you doing what you're doing and why you're not living a life that they're. That honestly will truly zap your energy. That right there is too much. Too much.
Here's the thing, though, and what I'm about to say may be an unpopular opinion, but I want us to stop believing that everything, when it comes to that, just happened when it came to socials, when it came to social media and social media got big.
We've been doing this forever.
The whole comparison and living through someone and feeling you're less than because somebody else has something better. I need us to understand that this has been going. Who out there remember the lifestyles of the rich and famous with Robin Leach?
Come on, Robin Leach.
Where the entire show was this British guy. He would just go around to the most extravagant and luxurious places in the world where it cost $1 million a night to stay there.
Right.
And you didn't think that people was comparing their lives to that?
Exactly.
And so
MTV Cribs.
The daytime talk shows, my girl from Erica Kane. You don't think people was comparing their lives to Erica Kane?
Everybody wanted to be Erica Kane.
You know what I'm saying?
But not even that. Let's just take it a step further. Going to another neighborhood other than your own and looking at the houses. Or having a friend that has better sneakers than you. We've been comparing for years and years and years.
Social media just gave us another avenue.
A much larger
avenue and a quicker. Because instead of me having to wait a week for the next episode of The Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous, I can just go to my phone, pull up an app, and I can see what the quote unquote rich and famous is doing. And it will, that whole comparison period.
Right.
Case in point, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, go for it.
Something as simple as, I kind of always find a way to incorporate Judge Judy into our conversation.
Auntie Judge Judy, can you please come get your nephew? Come get him.
I'm just saying, you can learn. You don't have to agree with the Honorable Judge Judah Shiling, but there's life lessons.
If you say so, but go ahead.
No, but there was a case where it was two sisters. It was the older sister, because it was three girls all together. There was the older sister, a middle sister, and a younger sister. And the older sister and the mother had a closer relationship than the mother and the middle sister.
Okay.
To the point where she was so jealous that she attacked her sister. That was the whole case.
Right.
Because the sister thought that the mother was babysitting her daughter, her older sister, her niece. And so she had went to the house. No, not even more, just period.
Okay.
And she had went to the house and was cussing out her sister. They got into a physical altercation about it. And then the middle sister ended up vandalizing the sister's car, because that was the case was about that she vandalized her car. She wanted her sister to pay for it. But it was the concept of comparing a relationship, not being satisfied with the relationship you have, but comparing your relationship to someone else's.
Right.
When even if it is a sibling, you don't always understand the full dynamic.
Right. You don't know what's really going on.
You don't really know what's going on, and understanding that every situation is different. Even if it's siblings, even if it's parents, every situation is different.
Right.
But we're so busy comparing ourselves to somebody else's situation, we're not having a true full understanding of what that situation is built on,
or how they got it.
And how they got it. So now we're looking at ourselves lesser.
Right.
Now we're thinking that our lives are not as good. Now we're thinking that we're not as accomplished. Now we're thinking that we're not as successful. Now we're thinking that we're not as loved.
Right.
Because we're so busy comparing our situation to someone else's when we don't even have a full understanding of what that situation is.
And the crazy part about that, know this, that there are people that are comparing themselves to your life.
Yeah.
They're looking at you, they're voyeurs in your life, and they're like, I wish I had what Sanchez Angela had, or I wish I had what Sarah and Mike had, or I wish I had what Lonnie, whoever. They're wishing that they had these things. We don't realize that in order for this to work, because we've talked about this before, in order for this to work, I'll say for the Crenshaws, we have to every day get up and be grateful and be thankful
for what we
have. And we have to do it every single day. We force ourselves to do it, because sometimes you in the work day, you ain't thinking about being grateful. You want to get up, you want to pray, all right, Lord, and I'm out. But just being intentionally grateful. And when you start being intentionally grateful, especially for what you have, you'll start looking at places that you go, people that you talk to, and where you live differently. Your perspective will shift, and you'll be like, you know what, this is a beautiful house.
Yeah.
You know what, I kind of like this. But when you're looking at everybody else's stuff and you don't do that because you're over, what I'm trying to say, I don't know what word. Being excessive. Being excessive with social media against social media, you don't get an opportunity to love what you have. And that's dangerous when you don't love what you have, but you want more, but you're not appreciating, having any gratitude for what you already have, you know?
I don't believe in the old saying that the generation before us used to always instill that, you know, there's always someone worse than you. Right. You know, if you got 2 legs to somebody with one, if you only got 1 leg to somebody with none, if, you know, that whole philosophy.
You ain't got no feet, somebody with shoes. You be like, what is going on?
That part I don't believe in whatsoever. Of course, there's always somebody whose situation is different from yours. However, it's the whole, what you said, you touched on the whole gratitude thing. Not saying, oh, there's somebody worse off than me, so I should be grateful for it. No. It's as simple as, no, this house may not be the house you want right now. No, you may want a house, but you're in an apartment. But be grateful for that apartment, because when it gets cold outside, you got somewhere to go. Right. When it's raining outside, you got somewhere to be dry. You know, it's those things. Be thankful of where you are right now. Okay, no, you may not be the size that you want to be, but you're healthy. Be healthy. But are you healthy at the size? Got your
full body. Full body motion.
You know, are you healthy at the size that you are now? You know, because there's always, and that's the thing, because we live in a comparison world, you always can look, because even with the people, the quote unquote fitness models, the male and the females, who you would look at and be like, they got a perfect body. Right. The reason they're doing all this fitness is because it's something that they see that they're still trying to build on. Exactly. They're still trying to perfect. They're still trying to change. Right. Because if you have an honest conversation with a lot of these quote unquote influencers and these fitness models, male or female, they'll tell you they're not truly satisfied with who they are. Right. They're still looking for something different. Right. So no matter what situation you're in, you can always look for something different. Right. If you're not careful.
And I think
that makes sense.
Yeah. I think that it also, you have to remind yourself too that we always say that we don't tell people to look for a balance. We tell people to look for a rhythm. The rhythm that works for you, not that works for everybody else, that works for you. You need to find your rhythm, because you're never going to find your rhythm on social media. I'm going to tell you that right now, and I'm going to tell you why. Because everybody's rhythm is their rhythm. Since he's my husband, I love him, but he has his own rhythm. So I don't need to compare myself to him, because he's doing what he's been blessed to do, his purpose, his life, and who he is. And I happen to be joined to him, but he has his own rhythm. And I have my own rhythm. There's only one Sanchez Crenshaw. There's only one Angela Crenshaw. There's only one. And even if somebody got our same name, they're still not us.
They're still not us.
They're still not us. You know what I'm saying? And this is just the way that God made us. And so we have our own rhythm and our own original fingerprints to life, you know? So you got to just think about that. So just be careful when you're overdoing the socials, especially if you feel yourself comparing yourself, or you feel that you're feeling some type of way when it comes to socials. It's making you feel kind of funny, like everybody vacationing, everybody got a man, everybody got a boo, everybody got this. Get off socials. Just get off of it for a little while. Yeah. Give yourself a break and start looking around of your everybody for you. Everybody named you has a beautiful home. You got this. Girl, you got this. You got this. You got to just build as they say, you know, you got to encourage yourself. Yeah, encourage yourself. You got to encourage yourself.
There's one thing I just want to throw out there real quick, because we're talking about what drains you. And I'm going to blatantly steal right now.
You stealing?
I'm stealing.
Baby, who you stealing
from?
And
I'm telling you that I'm stealing.
Okay, go ahead and tell. Who you stealing from?
I'm stealing from Pastor Stephen Furtick.
Okay, go ahead,
it's
Pastor.
Who I'm stealing from.
Hey, Pastor.
Pastor just recently did a
message
entitled "Move and What You're Made For," and he used the analogy and talked about fish in the ocean and birds in the air, where fish don't try to fly, and birds don't try to swim, because when they do that, they're moving outside of what was made for them.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times where we're being drained, it's because we're so busy trying to move into something
he preached that. Yes,
that was not made for us. We're trying to move in a life that wasn't made for us. We're trying to move in a relationship that wasn't made for us. We're trying to move in a thought process that wasn't made for us, because we're so busy trying to find things that we were not made for. But if we would stop and take the time to move in what was made for us,
that fits you,
it's
you.
One thing he did, and I love this, I loved it, because we use this analogy a lot, but he did it as a visual aid. So Pastor is 5'9", I would say probably a good 190, maybe. I don't know. 180, 190. I may be giving Pastor a little too much on his weight, but he's solid. He's all muscles, not fat. He's all muscle. His wife is like 5'5", like 110. You know, she's a small lady. But he used the analogy. He put our jacket on.
He put that blaze on. That was wrong.
Yeah, and almost ripped through the back. Because it wasn't made for him. It doesn't fit him.
Right.
And he's talked about how so many people, and we've talked about this before. We've talked about it on the podcast. We've talked about it in different conversations we had. How so many people move through life wearing stuff that doesn't belong, that doesn't fit them.
Doesn't fit.
Wearing a coat that's too little because you outgrew it, because you're so busy still living in the past, or you're so busy still living in that old relationship. You brought that old relationship into this new relationship, and now you're trying to figure out why you don't move right.
Right, it don't feel good.
My son says something, and I love this quote.
You quote him every time.
I gotta. Sometimes you gotta quote the middle son, because he's crazy, but he says some things that's profound.
Saying some stuff he do.
And one of his favorite lines is, "People in this world move funny."
That bothers him so much.
Yeah, he's like,
it really bothers him.
People in this world move funny. And in essence, what he's saying is there's so many people moving outside of where they should be. There's so many people, and I know this may sound crazy when I say this, but there's so many people that's coloring outside of the lines because they're so afraid to be within their line.
Their line.
And I need you to understand how draining that is on your life.
My God.
When you're so busy trying to calculate and move in a life that's not yours.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And it's something as simple as, you know, you're not supposed to be promiscuous. You know you're not supposed to be cheating, but yet you're doing it because you're moving in a place that's not made for you.
So you're drained.
You know you're not supposed to be unethical. You know you're not supposed to be a liar. You know you're supposed to be honest with your business. But you're moving in an area that wasn't made for you. Now you're physically, emotionally, and mentally drained.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So and there's so many people that's moving in areas that were not made for them, and they spend the entire day drained.
Because they know that it doesn't feel good. It doesn't fit. It doesn't. In those areas, you know, your body, your mind, and your spirit will tell you, this ain't good for you. But you just think, whatever it is. It's kind of like when Cynthia was saying earlier, he know that the overanalyzing was not good for him. He know that the road he was going down with social wasn't good for him. So at that point, once you know that physically, mentally, and spiritually, you know what you do? You got to cut it off.
Yeah, you stop that.
You stop. You just stop and be like, this is not working for me. Okay, so the next thing, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think with the bonus.
Nope, we had 5. No, it's 5 and a bonus.
Okay.
The other one is trying to do everything. This is, listen to me.
Oh, you talking about you?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Okay, now we talked about me before this. Now we talking about you.
Well, you know, I didn't put my name next to it, but it's okay if that's what you want to put.
You should have though. You should have put your name directly next to it.
Trying to do everything instead of.
Insteader?
What is insteader?
It's a word. It's in the dictionary now.
Trying to do everything instead of getting people who can help you do what you need to be done, because you cannot. And I've talked about this on Moo Moo Moments as far as cleaning and things. If you need help with something, get it. You can't be everything to everybody, but also you can't do everything. And that is one of the most draining things for me, because I'm trying to do everything and I don't want anyone to help me. I got it until I got a release and was like, you know what? Somebody gonna have to do some of this stuff because I really can't do it.
Yeah.
And it's not even about the time. I mentally don't have the bandwidth. I mentally and physically and spiritually don't have the width to be able to do that. I just don't have it, but I would try to do it anyway till I'm wore out, till I'm tired, till I'm exhausted. And if I'm tired, wore, and exhausted, now I'm nasty acting. I'm just gonna be transparent.
You salty like your mom at that point.
Yeah, my mood is. Ooh, did you come for me?
I said you salty like your
I was only coming for myself.
I'm just saying.
and I'm aggravated, I'm agitated. So that zaps your energy. So now you're trying to do everything, and now you're frustrated and aggravated, and that takes your energy away as well. You have to be careful. Even at work, if you need help, ask for help. Don't be I'm every man and woman when you need help. When you know that you don't specialize in this area, it doesn't mean you can't research it and learn it. But at this given point, if it's taking all of your energy and frustrating you, I'm going to need you to find someone else to help you. I'm going to need you to find some help or ask for some help or do something like that. Same thing with your life, with your family, with your children, with your finances, whatever those things are that is zapping your energy that you don't have the capacity to do, ask for help. It's important.
One of the most powerful commercials that I've seen in a very long time.
Okay.
It's set in the gym, and it's a guy. He's on a weight bench, and he hears the guy next to him struggling. So he jumps up and he runs to the guy, and the guy has entirely too much weight on the bar, and he can't lift it.
Right.
He can't even move it. It is at this point is laying on his chest,
About to choke him.
yeah, it's about to crush his chest. And the guy's like, yo, let me help you. He's like, you need help. Let me help you. And the guy's like, no, I got it. He's like, no, man, you don't. Let me help you.
Right.
And the guy's like, do you not understand? If my father, if my mother, if my grandfather, if my cousins find out that I needed help, do you not understand what that's going to do to me? It's like, no, I got just let me figure it out. I got this. And that's how the commercial ends.
Wow.
And it's him stuck with entirely too much weight on him,
right?
Because for whatever reason, whether it was the way he was raised, or whether it's something in him that he just can't.
He prefer the weight,
or doesn't know how to ask for help. And there's so many family members listening, especially my men. That's my guys that's listening right now, who suffer from that, who have so much weight on them.
That's good, babe.
But they can't ask for help.
Yeah.
They physically can't ask for help, whether it was the way they were raised, whether it was society, whatever. And they're in a place where they're drowning and they're being crushed by this weight, but they can't or they won't ask for help. And that's another thing that's so draining. Because when you have, and I'm sorry, I know I'm going off, my favorite song right now.
Oh my gosh.
I play this song.
It is a good song.
I play this song multiple times a day. And it's a song from a cartoon kids movie.
One of the best.
One of the best
out there.
I have to admit that right now with the cartoon movies, Disney is on a little roll.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored by Disney.
But they're on the roll.
And if you haven't seen it, it's the movie Encanto.
Yeah, I know it's animated and I know it's for children, but parents watch it. So many lessons.
Many life lessons for kids and adults.
Yes, seriously.
And I know everyone's favorite song. It's We Don't Talk About Bruno. To the point that We Don't Talk About Bruno has actually been certified platinum.
Yeah, ain't that crazy?
It's a great song.
It's a great song.
But to me, it's actually not the best song on that soundtrack.
Yeah.
And it's not the most, and with We Don't Talk About Bruno, it's more fun, it's more entertaining.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
As people would say, it's a song I can dance to.
Right.
However, to me, the most impactful and the most powerful and the best song on that soundtrack actually is Surface Pressure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not going to spoil the movie because it's still recently out, but the character is a character. She's the older sister who literally carries the weight of the world on her because she's strong.
Yeah, she's really strong.
And because everyone looks at her like she can handle it.
Right.
And that's what the song goes to is like, her basically saying that if I drop the ball, what will happen?
Right.
Who am I if I can't be the strong one?
Yeah.
Who am I if you can't put all your burdens on me? And for me, one of the most powerful lines in that song, and I'm paraphrasing, is she's like, you're giving me all your pressure for pressure that would take you under.
Yeah.
And I'm paraphrasing, it's not exactly the word, but and that's the gist of it. It's like, you're putting everything on me. You're expecting me to handle something that would take you under. That will break you. And the reason I'm having this conversation, I know it seems like I'm being long-winded, but there's so many people that's listening right now who live that life where to someone they're the strong one. And they're trying to do everything. And they're so afraid that if they stop, that it's all going to come crumbling down.
What will happen?
That they're the pillar that's holding this whole thing up.
Yeah.
And if they stop doing it, then what's going to happen?
Yeah.
What's going to happen to the family if I don't be the one? What's going to happen in the relationship if I don't be the strong one? And so now you're drained all the time.
Yeah.
And you're sad all the time because you have all this pressure, you have all this weight because you're trying to be everything to everybody.
Yeah, and sometimes they don't even need that. I'm gonna say this to you because I'm gonna give the bonus in a minute, but I want to. There was this time, and I think you guys have heard me before. I had went on strike.
Oh yeah,
It's
my favorite story.
all our children were home. They were in school, and I felt like they didn't appreciate me, and I was over them. Okay, so
she was over everybody. Me too,
included my husband. Okay, Dylan Sanchez. So I went on strike. Okay. And I made the announcement of my strike.
She wrote a note and everything.
I am going on strike. Y'all don't appreciate anything that I do. From this point on, I'm not cooking. I'm not cleaning. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not helping y'all get ready for school. I am doing absolutely nothing. I'm going to be in my room. I'm going to mind my business. Y'all handle y'all business. And I went on strike. Listen to me, y'all. It didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. But it really didn't. But it taught me a lesson that sometimes I put too much undue pressure on myself.
Yeah, undue pressure.
Believing that I need to do things that my family can do for themselves. So that entire time, like about
how long did it last? About 3 days?
About 3 days. It lasts 3 days. Every day, Sanchez cooking dinner. He come bring me my plate. He closed the door because I'm on strike. The kids is having a good time. He making their lunch. They making their own lunch. He got them cleaning the kitchen. He got them cleaning up. They watching movies together. They giggling and cacking. And I'm like, are they serious right now?
She got mad because we were having too much fun, family.
I'm on strike. Y'all supposed to need me. And here's the thing. This is why I'm saying this, because I just did everything without asking them or telling them what I needed. Right. And a lot of times the pressure that we have is because we're not asking people, like it says here, you can't be everything for everybody. You have to ask for help. But because I'm going to do the kitchen because I don't like the way that they do it. I'm going to do this because I don't like this and I don't like this. And I'm not going to ask a chance to cook. I'm going to cook every day and all these undue pressures. But when them 3 days, I realized that they were self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And it changed the way I thought and the way that I did things with my family and my husband, because I realized they're sufficient. They can do those things. They don't need me to do everything. And then I had to, what was my motive? Did I just need to feel needed? Right? I need you to hear that, because some of us just need to feel needed. And so we putting this pressure on ourselves because we want to feel needed. And if they don't need us, then who we are. If my husband and my children don't need me, well, am I still a wife? Am I still a mother? Right. Am I still, and so I had to gather my thoughts. What was my motive behind all of that? And I realized that my family's self-sufficient. And at that point, after that, I was like, you do this, because I know you can do it. I knew you could do it. I just didn't let you do it. But now you have to do it. So you have to ask for help, because you will drown. You will. If you don't. So here's the bonus.
What's the bonus?
Because we've been here for a minute. We've been here for a minute. The bonus is, now, the reason why I'm doing this as a bonus, because I know this to be true. The bonus is, the last thing we're going to talk about, and we're not going to talk about it long, that zaps your energy is complaining.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it does.
Y'all, too much complaining, too much negative thinking, like nothing's good, never. Like, you can't be positive about nothing. Never.
The crazy part, it's corny, but I think we've all heard the old saying that it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile.
Yes.
And that's how a lot of us live our lives.
Yes, absolutely.
Because we're looking for everything negative. We're searching.
Waiting for it to drop.
We're searching for I'm not going to call out any names. I'm not going to do that. But I personally know someone who lives their life that way. Yeah. Where no matter what's going on, nothing is good.
They can't see it.
They can't see anything good.
Can't see it.
They're being loved on. They're being taken care of. People are doing something for them, but it's still nothing.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
And that has to be a draining life.
You can tell that it's draining by their demeanor, their posture, all that complaining just little by little just sucks the life out of you. And next thing you know, you gray looking. That gray look is that unhappy look that like the world is owed you something. First of all, let me just, The world owes nobody nothing.
Common misconception.
Go get it.
Yeah.
Go get it. And I have to tell myself, nobody owes me nothing, and you better go get it, sis.
Life,
you
life
want
owes
this?
you nothing.
Nothing. Owes you absolutely nothing. But what I do know for sure is that be grateful. Show gratitude. I know there may be a lot of things going on in your life, but you can't complain about everything. Can't be negative. Everything. There has to be some good somewhere. There has to be something somewhere. You found a quarter on the ground and you picked up the quarter, and then you went to the Dollar Tree, and the Dollar Tree said now it's $1.25. So now you got $1.27. I mean, you gotta just feel good about stuff. You know, you got to know that you're blessed.
How about it's something as simple as you're able to inhale, exhale?
Yeah, breathe.
How about that?
Breathe.
How about if you can't find anything else in life to be grateful for, anything else in life that is good? How about just something as simple as you can inhale and exhale?
You up.
You up.
You up.
So that's it. You got a chance.
That's what I got, baby.
That's what you got.
Final thoughts.
You in control now?
Yeah, I'm in control.
You the host now?
I'm the host. What? Don't play me. He the main host.
I am. I was the main host. Use the replaceable co-host.
You wish. Can't nobody replace this much cuteness. But anyway.
No.
What's your final thought?
My final thought is going to be just family. Mm-hmm. Just breathe.
Yeah.
Because there are so many things and so many avenues that come at you on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
That really will drain you and really will suck out your life force.
Yeah.
So my thing is just breathe. Just stop for a moment. Just breathe.
Just breathe.
And it's okay. Just stop and breathe.
Yeah.
That's really my only final thought. What's yours?
My final thought is take inventory. Take inventory of how you feel, what you think, and what you're going through when you feel drained. Take inventory of how did you get there? What happened at that moment?
Right.
What were you thinking? What were you feeling? What were you saying? What was going on? And take inventory so then you know the triggers that zaps your energy, and you can begin to remove those things out of your life if they're taking all of your energy for you. So take inventory.
That's good teaching right there.
Yeah,
that teaches good. That teaches good.
That's done, baby. That's done, honey.
Well, family, we thank you for listening.
Yes, guys, thank you.
As always, family, it's such a pleasure.
Yeah, we love you guys so much.
Thank you for allowing us to come before you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of what we do.
Yes.
However you're listening, whether it's on iTunes, whether it's Podbean, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Amazon Music, whether it's Google Podcasts, whether it's iHeartRadio, on our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com. We thank you so much for listening. And family, as always, we consider ourselves an interactive podcast.
We are.
Which means we can be found on the socials. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook, all in the Crenshaw Corner. And of course, you can email us at any time at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com.
Yes.
And family, please come join us on YouTube. There are videos there. There will be some more there. I'm not giving you a time frame, but they're going to be there. So please just subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
The videos that are there. Please, if you haven't already watched them, like, subscribe, comment, share, click the notification bell so you can be notified when new videos are uploaded.
Right.
And family, as always, welcome to our journey.
We love you guys. Bye.